Welcome, Mystic Moon Coven. Welcome all passengers of the Mystic Mothership. This is your pilot, Lily Moon, and I am here to deliver you your expressway to Pisces season. I wanted to start this video a little bit different and really set the tone because we are talking about all things Pisces in this video. And Pisces is ruled by two planets, Jupiter in traditional astrology and Neptune when we add on the outer planets that have been discovered much later on in human existence. Now, that being said, this is going to be the most talked about season throughout the collective. And honestly, I have seen a lot of different conversations, a lot of different opinions and things about this particular zodiac season's astrology. And we are officially 3-ish days in now. So I wanted to make sure I got this video to y'all as early as possible before other information that is, not what I approve of is shared and potentially polluting your mind. Now, I just want to say, I am not someone who toots their horn very often. I try to be as humble as possible because Saturn is always humbling me, and I don't really like to, give a hoot 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 a whole lot. But I will say this, I am a mystic and I'm a very well-gifted, well-trained, very obedient mystic to the divine, to the creator. And I think that shows in the musings and offerings that I share. Okay, so when I'm talking about astrology and I'm talking about different opinions and perspectives I have seen regarding what is happening in the cosmos at the moment, it's not coming from a space of, I'm trying to look down on other people and act like as though I know better than they do or whatever it is. No, it's just that I like to look at astrology at a more practical standpoint. Yes, astrology is very complicated, it's very complex, but that does not mean we have to make it more complicated, And since Pisces season has started, I have noticed an increase in very complicated astrology being shared. There has been a lot of astrology being shared that is very much in this filter of, fear mongering. And what I mean by fear mongering is essentially, there's facts being shared about the astrology, right? There's facts being shared, the transits and the aspects those transits are being shared, but there's also this doom and gloom on top of it. And I honestly really am tired of it. I think it's really dangerous. I think that the collective has enough psychological attacks that are happening right now from the Matrix, okay, and those in charge of the hijacked Matrix. So I really don't think it does the collective a service. In fact, I think it actually does the collective a disservice when we choose to talk about these cosmic phenomenons, okay, that were divinely orchestrated, FYI, in this doom and gloom way. And I've shared this perspective online before, and I've noticed there was some shade being thrown, which I have addressed, and I'm just gonna say it here too. My first intentions is to reach as many, Black mystics and mystics of color first and foremost, okay? That is the group I am here to serve. Anybody else who receives knowledge or wisdom from this space or from myself in any other space, you are more than welcome. But please understand that my offerings and musings that I share are to serve first and foremost Black mystics and mystics who are indigenous and people of color, okay, marginalized mystics, okay? And so I'm very careful and very intentional about the words I use. I'm very careful and I'm very intentional about how I share astrology because there's enough noise outside of the matrix, in the matrix, that is telling us otherwise, telling us our magic is not strong enough, telling us that even together we should still be afraid. And I am not there. Okay, I'm just not. So to the astrologers and the mystics and the brouhahas who want to throw shade, okay, and tell others to stop spiritual bypassing. Beloved, I want to tell you something real quick. Hi, go talk to your ancestors, okay? Because we would not even be in this situation if you were talking to your ancestors in the first place. Thank you so very much. Many of you who are calling others out and saying that they're spiritual bypassing, all your ancestors did was spiritually bypass, okay? Cut corners as much as possible and take and take and take and take. People choosing to remain calm during this very intense season we are entering is a spiritual protection. Trying to tell Black mystics or mystics of color, mystics who are marginalized, mystics who are indigenous, okay, that they're spiritually bypassing because they don't want to drink the Kool-Aid you selling. I'm sorry, sweetheart, but it's not working, okay? No, it's not working. A lot of people are talking about Pluto and Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius, revolution, revolution, revolution. But nobody is sharpening their machetes. Nobody is talking about what the preparation looks like for the revolution. Why? Because they got no motion. They don't got the tools in their toolbox. Okay, I'm sorry, but I refuse to take my energy, my good Black girl magic, and simmer down to shooketh, okay, and be out here acting willy-nilly, upping my cortisol levels and becoming so anxious and afraid when that's not going to help us at all. All that fear is going to do is paralyze you. And when it comes time to actually strike and move as a movement, okay, move as a group, move as a coven, you won't be able to do it. Okay, and this is why I have a zero tolerance policy for fast food astrology and the fear mongering nonsense. Look, I will tell y'all the tea, the truth. Okay, yes, Pisces season this year is absolutely insane. There's a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of it, yes, is considered, cosmic chaos. However, this is how the revolution is born, and we can look back at time in history to see where these patterns have happened and history was born, okay? And as someone who comes from the descendants of people who had many uprisings, the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, okay, hi, I don't have the privilege to fearmonger and to be scattered brained, okay? I don't have that privilege. Okay, my ancestors, okay, the people I descend from, the Maroons, the Arawak tribe of Jamaica, shout out to y'all, Moji Bari Igun. Yeah, I don't have that privilege to be scattered and scared. Okay, no, they are teaching to remain calm. They are teaching how to improve your skills, to be strong enough to protect yourself against these predators in the matrix who want you to be this perverted self that is not what the divine created us for. Okay, so I don't have it in me to do that, and I really want to address this first before I continue, because it's enough. Okay, it's enough. And I really just would like for us to get to a place where we're looking at astrology, we're looking at the cosmos as tools, okay? Yes, they are living tools, and they do things that cause a lot of fuck shit, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and act like a Jupiter-Saturn square ain't some fuck shit. I'm not gonna sit here and act like a lunar eclipse in Virgo ain't some fuck shit. That shit's happening to my descendant. Okay, but I'm not worried. I'm not scared. I'm not worried about Neptune going into Aries as it does in the next month, okay? Even though that's the same pattern and timeline where the Civil War happened in America. I am not afraid of these things, because at the end of the day, if you was doing your homework like Spirit told you to, you'll be prepared. What does your homework look like? It means you are connecting with your coven and finding out what skills you have, finding out where you're all located, finding out how to move offline, okay? Finding out how to maintain your craft without all the extra aesthetics that you have available to you right now. Because at some point, I want y'all to understand, at some point, all of our favorite stores are gonna go underground, okay? The botanicas and all these spiritual stores, they will go underground. Spirit just told me to look up the astrology of the Salem witch trial, so I'm gonna do that next. But for real, the witch hunts and all that will come back. They're already here. Okay, it's only a matter of time. Anyone who has these kind of businesses are going to be shut out slowly but surely. I am sure of that. I truly am. But that doesn't mean we have to be afraid. Okay, we've seen mystics be burnt at the stake. We've seen mystics be eaten alive, okay, and all sorts of messed up, traumatic, horrible, violent things, and still prevailed. Okay, the revolution requires sacrifices, yes, but those sacrifices do not have to be living beings, in high numbers if we move smart. Okay, so if you are reading some things about astrology, especially eclipse season astrology, and it feels like it's making you more anxious and stressed out, please log off, okay, and take a moment for yourself. Take a couple of days for yourself, to be honest, because you should not be moving through any realm like that. It's not fair to you, okay? It's really not. You want to approach astrology from a very non-biased, very neutral position, okay? The moment we start to use words like even chaos, which yes, I'm guilty of, okay, yes, we start to give astrology a certain kind of language and tone, and how we speak about astrology is going to teach us energetically how to react to it. Okay, and we want to make sure that we are reacting to astrology in the best way possible, because it is a tool. And one of my main intentions with the Mystic Membership is to teach y'all how to see astrology as a tool, even in times that are considered chaotic. Okay, I'm not saying you have to fix a candle every 2 seconds, no, but you can work with the planets as always. The ancestors worked with the planets even when it was eclipse season, even when it was retrograde season. Do you think the ancestors could sit there and go, oh, actually, we have to pause our revolve because Mercury is retrograde and Saturn is squaring Jupiter? No, they couldn't do that. No, okay? They couldn't do that, okay? It's just not how it works. You have to prevail regardless. That's how the revolution works. You have to prevail regardless, okay? You have to keep swimming regardless, okay? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about Pisces season, and I'm going to give you guys the not like tough love type of conversation, because that's not always helpful, but I want to give you guys a very realistic point of view of the astrology for this month, okay, for this zodiac season. So the sun entered Pisces officially on February 18th. I just realized today is actually 2/2/2. Wow. I have been lounging around my house like a cat, okay? I have been doing all sorts of reading and meditation and relaxing and kind of fasting for the first half of the day unintentionally. And I did not even realize it was 2/2/2 today. So happy 2/2/2. I want y'all to remember that you are 2/2/2 blessed to be stressed, okay? Including 2/2 blessed to be stressed about no damn stars or planets, okay? They're not there to stress you out. They're not. They're there to help guide thy way. And don't lose sight of that, okay? All right, so sun enters Pisces on February 18th. We have the third quarter moon in Sagittarius happen on the 20th of February. Mars will station direct as of February 23rd, which is tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow is Sunday, and Mars will station direct finally in the sign of Cancer on at the 17th degree of Cancer. Now, with that being said, Mars does not actually enter Leo, which is the next sign it's going to be going into. Oh dear, where's my spot? I was going to show y'all this. Yeah, until April 18th, okay? So although Mars is going direct tomorrow, February 23rd, Mars does not officially leave the energy of Cancer until April 18th, okay? Now, that being said, I know I gave you guys details already on all this stuff. You can look at, the Mystic Membership to look at the supernova post that's pinned to the top of our hive, okay? The supernova post is the post that has all of the tea for astrology for this Oh my God, my computer is so slow, you guys. For this year, okay? So for example, Mercury is also going to station retrograde in the sign in Pisces season, we'll talk about later on. And you can look at the supernova posts to confirm, you know, when it's going into retrograde, but also when the pre-retrograde shadow period begins, okay? So Mars, because Mars's retrograde started last year, right, December 6th, Mars will not be stationing retrograde again this year. However, Mars will leave its post-retrograde shadow period on May 2nd, okay? And why is that? Because when Mars stationed retrograde, when Mars was in its pre-retrograde shadow period, it was at the 6th degree of Leo, okay? So for those of you who have late degree cardinal placements, okay, if you have a Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn placement, especially the last two I mentioned, Cancer and Capricorn, if you have your placements in those positions at late degrees, let's say, well, not even late, the 15th degree and beyond, so 15 to 29, you are going to feel the shifts of Mars station direct, okay? If you are someone who has fixed sign placements, and those fixed sign placements are at the early degrees of their sign, so Leos, Aquariuses, Tauruses, Scorpios, okay? The first 5 to 6, well, I would say the first 10 degrees, so from 1 to 10, you're also going to feel the shift of Mars stationing direct, because Mars was moving between Cancer and Leo, okay? So again, Mars stations direct February 23rd, which is tomorrow, but won't officially get out of its post retrograde shadow period until May 2nd, which is a long time away, but it's fine. We have a lot of things to happen at that point. Now, the number one big thing that's happening this season is, of course, the eclipse, the lunar eclipse in Virgo. But before we get to that lunar eclipse in Virgo, we do have a new moon in Pisces. We have a new moon in Pisces on February 27th, okay? And that is starting at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 10:45 p.m. Pacific Time for those of you on the West Coast. Now, this new moon in Pisces happens at the 9th degree of Pisces, okay? And so there is going to be this really nice trine, I believe, in the cosmos between, between the sun and the moon, who are conjunct, and Mars, who's in Cancer, because Mars would have just stationed direct in Cancer. So this new moon in Pisces is really kind of like giving us a push to complete something, and not necessarily rush and finish something, but more so to kind of take the first few steps, okay? This new moon is, again, going to grow into the lunar eclipse in Virgo, okay? So the new moon in Pisces is happening on February 27th. I am going to actually pull up the chart and give you all the tea very quickly on this. Okay, boom. Sorry guys, this computer is like, it's not that slow, but it's slow to me. it's slow. So as I was saying, we have the new moon in Pisces at 7:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10:45 a.m. Pacific Time, 9th degree of Pisces. We have the sun, we have the moon at the 9th degree of Pisces conjunct. We have Saturn in Pisces at the 20th degree. We have Mercury in Pisces at the 24th degree. We have the North Node in Pisces at the 27th degree. And we have Neptune at the 28th degree. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets in Pisces plus the North Node. That is a lot of water, you guys. That is a lot of water. So Pisces placements, okay, if you have early degree placements, even if you have late degree placements in Pisces, you are going to feel the good sweetness of this new moon, I hope, because it is full of water. And like I said before, all those placements in Pisces will be connecting some of them will be connecting with Mars, who is in Cancer and is again officially direct at this time. Now, for those of you who are probably wondering, okay, Loli, well, you're saying that this new moon grows into the lunar eclipse in Virgo. How should we work with this moon? Great question. I would suggest, because Mars has just recently stationed direct, I would suggest doing a road opener, reversals, or protective work, okay? And that's really it. Because there's a lot of water elements here, I would suggest doing a spiritual bath that is, you know, aligned for protection and purging and cleansing, you know, like really just like giving your Ori a nice a crown wash, okay? So you can use herbs like rue. You can use herbs like rosemary. You can use herbs like hyssop, okay, and keep it biblical if you want for the hoodoo hotties. You can use, rue, rosemary, hyssop. What else would I suggest? You can use, you know, sage if you can get some, you know, properly planted by indigenous people sage, okay? That was, you know, not just some random person, but actually going back to the community. The abundance exchange is very important, you guys. Okay, so you can use just those basic ingredients. You can add some efun, some quesadilla to that, and you would take like a bowl, right? And then get your purified water, so distilled spring water, purified water, whatever, no hard water, no tap water, purified water, go buy a Brita, I don't care, okay? And use that water once it's boiled or whatever, let it cool down, and pour it into the bowl with all the fresh herbs already laying inside, okay? Let it sit. Now, some mystics like to use a tea light candle, okay? You can take the candle out of the like little, like, you know, like it comes in that like little like foil that it comes in. You can take that off if you want to, or you can leave it on. But some mystics like to add a tea light candle to the water as it's sitting and let the candle light kind of float on top while blessing the water as well, okay? So you can do that if you want to. You can pray and bless your herbs before the bath even is created. Oh, eucalyptus I want to add to that list of herbs. Eucalyptus as well. You know, you can lay these herbs on your altar, okay? And, you know, speak the intentions as you are lighting candles at your altar, for example. And then when you're ready to actually make the bath, you can take those herbs off of the altar now that they're pre-blessed, put them in your spiritual bath bowl that you have. Hopefully it is metal. I don't recommend plastic because plastic heats up and then it's not safe for us anymore. So, you know, metal bowl, and pour the hot water in, let it sit, let it soak. I would say come back to it in maybe like 20 minutes time and just check the water to see if it's still too hot. Like just use like your little, like your index finger, don't dip your whole hand in it and then burn yourself, okay? And once it feels like it's more of a manageable temperature, you're gonna take the herbs and you're going to scrub them together, almost like as if, like, imagine you were at like a well or like okay, that's a bad example. Imagine you were at like a pond, okay? And you had one of those boards to scrub your clothes like back in the day, and you had like the soap in the powder form, and you took the fabric and you started to like scrub it together like this to clean it. You're gonna do that with the herbs, okay? Maybe I'll do a video, or maybe we'll do a walkthrough of this for our New Moon in Pisces ritual, you guys. And then you'll let that sit. It's gonna break down the herbs, that's totally fine, but you want it to kind of get like that really crummy kind of look to it. And once it's done and you feel like it's you know, it's to your standards, you can then strain it and then pour that over yourself as a spiritual bath, okay? Yes. So that is what I would recommend to, you know, celebrate the new moon in Pisces. Again, road openers, reversal, or protective work. I would heavily recommend working during the hour of the moon, the hour of Jupiter, or the hour of Mars. Why? Because these three celestial bodies are heavily illuminated in this new moon chart, or new moon in general, okay? The hour of the moon, right, for the new moon energy, the hour of Mars for that protective work, or the hour of Jupiter, because Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, okay? Now, from a mystic standpoint, from a collective standpoint, this new moon is highlighting to us, again, something we have to push ourselves forward to. Maybe there's been some things you have been delaying yourself to work on, delaying to launch, delaying to speak up about, okay? Pisces is the last zodiac, and Pisces is considered the zodiac who is basically like all the others in one, you know, the true chameleon of the zodiac. And so the things that we come up, or the things that start to come up to us in Pisces season, the things that we are getting emotional about, they're not necessarily things that just happened last week when the sun entered Pisces, okay? They could be things that happened last month, 3 months ago, or, you know, last year, during the fall equinox, okay? Pisces is the last of the zodiac. Now, if you look at the astrological wheel, right? We have 12 houses. The first bottom 6 houses are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, right? I call this the lighter side of the zodiac chart, okay, of the birth chart. This is where we're still in our, okay, I'm learning, I'm observing, I'm learning, I'm observing, I'm learning, I'm observing kind of phase. Except for Cancer. Cancer's got their own kind of dark shit, you know? But once we hit that, the top part of the birth chart, so the 7th house, the 8th house, the 9th house, the 10th house, the 11th house, the 12th house, aka Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, we are now in the DIY, okay? Time to apply the knowledge houses, okay? Libra season is the fall equinox, right? So we're officially losing hours of light at that point. We are literally descending into darkness, right? So I think that's a very poetic way to look at the chart too, to understand it better, is the first half is applying information and observing it and really like taking it in like a sponge. And the other half is really about putting it to use, putting it in practice, essentially. Pisces season to me is kind of like, well, especially this Pisces season, because we have eclipses going on. Well, one, there are some elders who are masculine in how they show themselves up, okay? And they will offer to teach a young child how to swim. And when that child sits at the pool, let's say, and it's like, okay, I'm ready for my lesson, that masculine teacher will push the kid in the water, and that's how the kid learns how to swim. I'm sure there are plenty of mystics here who have parents, elders, whoever they know. There's at least one person you know who was taught how to swim because an elder who was, you know, masculine representing, pushed their ass in the water. And that's how they learn how to swim. That is very much Pisces season this year, okay? We all know how to swim intuitively, you know, but Saturn, you know, the eclipses, whatever you want to say, is pushing us into the water like, okay, bet, let's see what you got. Okay, let's see how strong you can doggy pedal for, you know? So it's very initiative, okay? This is going to be one of the most potent eclipse spiritual initiation cycles I think we're going to see for quite some time, because of the stellium of Pisces that we have. Now, while we do have Mars making a trine to Saturn and Mercury in Pisces, this trine is enhancing those 3 celestial bodies' power. So Mars, who is all about initiation, strategy, protection, defense, you know, going for it, not asking, but going for it naturally, okay, is being enhanced by, or is enhancing Saturn and Mercury, who are conjunct in Pisces. Now, when Saturn is conjunct to Mercury, this can have a lot of people feel very negative, or have negative thoughts, or have very intense self-criticizing, you know, nasty thoughts of the self that you wouldn't give to a friend, but because it's yourself, it's okay. No, we want to dead that ish, okay, this Pisces season. Mercury, however, in Pisces is not exactly the best placement for Mercury, but Mercury is still Mercury. Mercury is still very much a trickster. So when Mercury's in Pisces, there is this glamour and illusion kind of perspective that's also being used here. Okay, this understanding that not everything that glitters is gold. So as a reminder, not all bad thoughts are true, just as not all glitter is gold. Okay, and so I think that with this trine, the collective is, being reminded that, hey, like the only one getting in your way is yourself. The only one who's putting all this doubt in you is you. The only one who's sending evil eye to you is yourself. Okay, and how you talk poorly about yourself and doubting yourself and delaying your dreams, delaying next steps you should have taken 3 months ago. Okay, that's the evil eye, that's the op, and it's all internal. Okay, so I really believe that this new moon in Pisces is an opportunity for us to break free from that and teach ourselves to be more kind, be more compassionate, be more patient with ourselves so that we can show up as the magical mermaids that we are. Okay, now Venus is also part of this conversation, of course, because Venus is, about to station retrograde, especially right after this new moon. So Venus at the time of this new moon is at the 10th degree and is squaring Mars in Cancer. And so this really just means, petty arguments, honestly and truly, petty arguments, maybe buying things at impulse because you're emotionally charged, okay? This could also look like, falling out of routine, and just not really putting your best foot forward, okay? Now, on the flip side, this can also have a lot of mystics, especially those of you who have Venus placements, okay, Venetian placements, so Tauruses and Libras. This square of Venus to Mars can have you guys start to have these not harsh awakenings, but really snap out of the BS and realize, hold up, like, you can't walk the walk you've been talking. And now it's starting to add up and nothing's adding up. Okay, and so the Venetians, this Pisces new moon, are also getting their lick back and clocking the T and clocking out of the BS circus. Okay, so if the Venetians are coming at you and they seem pissed off or kind of strong in spirit, it's because of Venus squaring to Mars. Okay, they're not really friends right now. What else do we have? We also have a square of Jupiter in Gemini, who's at the 12th degree. Squaring to Saturn in Pisces still, but this is not a really strong square, and this square has been ongoing for quite some time, and each day we move deeper into this year of 2025, that goes away. Okay, so I would even really worry about that, because with the eclipses coming up, there is going to be a major shift in the idea of time and timelines. Okay, so don't even be focused on that square, honestly and truly. Okay, y'all, so that's the tea on the new moon in Pisces. I will be putting out an ad for us to remember that we are going to be meeting up as a coven for the new moon in Pisces. And the new moon in Pisces is happening on Jupiter's day, which is so perfect for a new moon in Pisces because Pisces is ruled by Jupiter traditionally. So, in honor of that, wait, did I say this is happening at 7:45 a.m.? Okay, you guys, I might have been saying the wrong time. I think I meant to say, I don't know if I said AM to you guys or PM, but please know I meant to say PM. If I was saying AM, if I was saying 7:45 AM, please know I meant to say PM, okay? It's not in the morning, it's at night, okay? The new moon happens at 7:45 PM, not AM. So we as a coven will be meeting on Jupiter's day, the same night of the new moon. And we will probably meet for 7 p.m., maybe 8 p.m., probably 7 p.m. so that we can, you know, tap into the magic together, okay? And I'll give you guys maybe some quick reads as well during that time about the new moon. Maybe, we'll see, because I'm also planning to give you guys your horoscopes, so we'll see. Okay, boom. So like I was saying, Venus is part of this conversation. Venus will station retrograde in Aries at the 10th degree, right, which it's already at as of the new moon, okay, on March 1st. This retrograde is going to continue until April 12th. And April 12th is the same day as the full moon in Libra, which is ruled by Venus. You see how the divine just orchestrates these things for us so beautifully? Like, I'm so grateful. So yeah, that is going to be a very long transit. And if you are someone who has Taurus or Libra placements, okay, this is your retrograde. So this retrograde is going to change you guys for the better. I would recommend everyone review their Venus placement and review the houses in their chart where Venus is ruled, okay? So review the chart, review your birth chart, and review the houses where you have Taurus and Libra, because even though Venus is not there, those houses will also be illuminated during this transit for you, okay? For everybody, okay? Now, if you are a cardinal sign, so if you are an Aries, if you are a Libra, if you are a Cancer, if you are a Capricorn, this Venus retrograde is again starting at the 10th degree and then going backwards, and then eventually will enter the late degrees of Pisces, okay? So you guys who have cardinal placements from the 1st to 10th degree of those cardinal signs will feel the initial shift of Venus stationing retrograde, okay? Later on, when Venus goes into Pisces, we'll talk about that later on. But for the first good while, she will be in Aries, which means that we are focusing heavily on our relationship with the self, okay? Our relationship with the self, our ideas of worth, okay, and abundance with the self, okay? And the quality of things we are choosing to maintain in our lives. We are not necessarily what we always attract, but we are what we choose to maintain. So what are the things that you're choosing to maintain in your life, and what quality are they providing for you, if anything, okay? So yes, that Venus retrograde will start on March 1st. I'm probably gonna do a separate thing for Venus retrograde because it's such a long transit, so stay tuned for that. On March 3rd, we will have Mercury enter Aries, okay? And this is where Mercury will station retrograde. Mars stations retrograde on the 1st of March, and Mercury will station retrograde on the 15th of March. That being said, Mercury will enter its pre-retrograde shadow period the same day Venus goes retrograde, so March 1st, okay? So just circle March 1st on your calendar and write patience in capitals, because we're gonna need a lot of it, okay? So yes, there's a lot of, you know, weird coincidences, lots of nostalgia in the air, especially because we're in Pisces season. There's a lot of, back and forth. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? And, you know, take your time with that. Don't make any decisions without sitting down with yourself and maybe sitting with that decision for at least a day or two before making a final one, okay? Because you're likely gonna go back and forth a lot with yourself, and it can be really frustrating. So just be very mindful of that, okay? The lunar eclipse in Virgo happens on March 14th, the day before Mercury goes retrograde in Aries. And that full moon in Virgo will happen at 2:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? And that's 11:54 p.m. on March 13th for those of you who are on the West Coast, but basically it's the same time, okay? Now, with the lunar eclipse in Virgo, this is the full moon that is, again, a lunar eclipse, and it is happening very close to the actual nodes. The new moon in Pisces is not happening close to the nodes. That's why it's not an eclipse. The full moon in Virgo is happening 4 degrees away from where the south node is sitting, which is why it's an eclipse, okay? So the moon in Virgo is is conjunct to the south node in Virgo. The full moon is at the 23rd degree, and the south node is at the 27th degree, okay? Now, the full moon in Virgo is going to be sitting opposite of the north node in Pisces, as well as the sun in Pisces at the 23rd degree, but also opposing Saturn, who's at the 22nd degree of Pisces, as well as, let's just say for good measurement, Neptune as well. So that's a pretty strong opposition, you know, it's a pretty strong opposition. Now, while that's happening, we still have Mars making a strong trine to the North Node, because now Mars is at the 18th degree of Cancer, and the North Node is slowly moving higher up. So the North Node is at the 27th degree now of Pisces. So that trine is still going on. Another really important aspect I want to talk about for this full moon is the fact that the moon in Virgo is making almost an exact trine to Uranus and Taurus, okay? The new moon in Virgo, wow. The full moon in Virgo is at the 23rd degree, while Uranus is in Taurus at the 24th degree, okay? So this is a pretty, almost exact trine. This, to me, honestly, this chart looks very clean for an eclipse. I'm actually kind of impressed at how clean and simple it looks. And I almost feel like I want to tell you guys, looks are deceiving. Okay, so I really feel like this lunar eclipse in Virgo is really about creating a clean slate, a sharp, clean cut. I envisioned like a really sharp machete, like slicing like a watermelon open, and it just being the cleanest, fastest cut ever. No jagged sides, completely smooth, because that's how sharp the scythe is, you know? So I do believe that this full moon in Virgo will be making a clean cut. And this is exactly why I was suggesting for the new moon in Pisces to work that road opener, reversal, or overall protective workings, okay? Because when we follow through the full moon in Virgo, which is a lunar eclipse, on the 14th of March, okay, that work that you were doing 2 weeks ago, yeah, it's gonna feel like it's just now kicking in probably during the lunar eclipse and beyond, because there's going to be certain confirmations, okay, and very deliberate truths being handed to you on a silver platter by the divine, okay? I always call the full moon in Virgo the full moon in discernment, okay? And so pay attention. Pay attention. I posted an audio regarding eclipse season, specifically for this first half of the year, okay? And I talked about the lunar eclipse in Virgo, and I also talked about the solar eclipse in Aries. And so in that clip, you will hear me talking about the symptoms and, you know, ways that we can work with eclipse season and the energy of the eclipses in terms of grounding ourselves and maintaining our peace and our prosperity at the same time. Okay, yes. And so go ahead and tap into that audio. It is called Mermaid Musings, okay? And that is where I am talking about the eclipses and how we can maintain our cool during them, which is very important because so many people are losing their damn minds and it's making me crazy. I can't take it. I don't know why, you guys, but like this year, it's just really bothersome to see all the mess be put out there like that. I don't like it. It's not good for the collective. So it's not good for anybody. Okay. And yeah, you guys, honestly, Mercury stationing retrograde is the last major thing to happen during this Pisces season. We do have an asteroid stationing retrograde, which is Juno. Juno is the asteroid that highlights love and relationships, actually, as well as nurturing of yourself and the family and the home. And so I do believe there is this heightened focus, of course, on harmony in our relationships and nurturing, in terms of, is this reciprocated or not? Okay. And Juno is stationing retrograde in Sagittarius at the 1st degree. So I expect this to be a pretty heavy, like, awakening or wake up call for those of you who have Sagittarius placements, but more especially those of you who have Scorpio placements. If you have Scorpio placements at the late degrees of Scorpio, then you are going to feel, you know, that asteroid. I would suggest you guys do some more research on Juno, the asteroid. You can go to astro.com and like look, you can type into Google, Safari, whatever search engine you use, Juno the asteroid, and then type in after that astro.com, and you should be able to pull up the information on that website. You can also download the app called Time Passages. It is an astrology app. I use this for myself personally. It's really great for, you know, beginners, novice, and pros at astrology. And they have a part on the app where you can tap on different celestial bodies, including Juno, and learn more about them. Okay, so you can go ahead and do that. Now, I know y'all want to hear the tea, so we're gonna get into some quick card pulls as well for the signs, okay? First things first, I'm gonna start with my beloved Pisces. Pisces, sun, moon, risings, and stelliums. If you have a Pisces stellium that includes Mercury or Venus or Jupiter or Saturn or your North Node, I am talking to you. Or Mars, I am talking to you, okay? That is what I mean by a stellium, including your sun or moon as well. It could be any of those things, okay? A stellium is 3 or more planets, and while, yes, outer planets are important, the personal ones are way more important. So again, Pisces, sun, moon, risings, and stelliums. Ooh, child. Pisces. Pisces, we have for you, my loves, the first tarot card we have is the Page of Staffs, okay? And we also have the Knight of Coins for you, Pisces. So Pisces, this zodiac season, your zodiac season, hey girl, hey boo, is really about allowing yourself to shine and finding your voice. Pisces, I feel like for you guys, a lot of people in your life have tried to give you your voice, you know? They'll tell you, go up on stage and share your voice, and then they'll hand you the microphone, or they'll be holding the microphone the whole time, you know? So Pisces, I feel like for you guys, this particular Pisces season is so intimate, because you are learning to find your voice without anyone else's influence. Pisces, with Mercury in your sign for most of the season, there is going to be potentially, this desire to create, you know, to express yourselves. The arts are for self-expression. The arts are a form of therapy and release, creative release, okay? So Pisces, allow yourself to take some time away from people, and recognize and take note of those who are always, who always have, an objection to what you have to say, okay? The Page of Staffs is about finding your inner voice, having the strength to stand up. As you can see, they have this cute little mouse, you know, on the card, because the Page of Staffs is someone who maybe is in a space of feeling really timid and not really feeling like they have what they need to make some shit shake. Now, with the Knight of Coins, Pisces, this is telling me that your season is going to be one filled with a lot of teaching of self, okay? You are learning new traits, you are learning new skills, and you are most importantly sharpening your current skills, Pisces. You are sharpening your current skills, okay? And learning how to have patience for yourself, Pisces. I feel like this is coming on strong to do with Saturn. I know you guys are tired of hearing me talk about Saturn. Listen, it's not gonna happen, okay? I'm gonna keep talking about Saturn because Saturn is so serious. Okay, so Pisces, as a reminder, be patient with yourself. Now, I did pull out a special deck of Oracle for this video. And Pisces, we have for you friendship, okay? Friendship is a theme that is coming up for you this season, Pisces. Let me see what else is coming up for Pisces. I want to pull some lengthy cards today, child. Hopefully this phone will maintain the video. Ooh. Anything else for Pisces? No? Okay. Pisces, we also, wow. Pisces, wow. We also have breaking free. So like I was saying, Pisces, yes, you are finding your voice. You are finding your voice without anyone else holding the mic for you. Pisces, y'all are breaking free. Pisces, like I said, do reversals, do protection work, okay? Do all that for the new moon that's happening in your sign, because you are breaking free. And you might not even know what you're breaking free from, Pisces, but let me tell you something. Sometimes we're guided by our ancestors and our guides to do a certain prayer, like remove all obstacles from my path, known and unknown, and boom, in 2 weeks time, maybe even less, that prayer is going to go into action, and you're going to see how things start to shift. Okay, now Pisces, the other card we had for you that came up is waiting. So Pisces, like I was saying before, Spirit wants you to be patient with yourself, my loves. Nothing happens overnight, and Pisces, you sure as hell is not happening overnight. Okay, you need to be patient with yourself, because when you guys start to get anxious about the time you have left, you start to make the wrong decisions. You're not even consulting yourself before you make that decision. You're just reacting out of fear or reacting out of someone's projections onto you, and it's so not fair. And you are so much more powerful than that, Pisces. Call back your power, call back your energy. Okay, reclaim your time, honey, and keep it pushing. I love you, Pisces. Okay, Virgo, we'll do Virgos next. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, and stelliums. Virgos, if you have a stellium in Virgo, that includes Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, then I am talking to you as well. Ooh, Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Okay, Virgo, you got 3 cards today. Interesting. Virgo, you have so far 2 major arcana cards that are coming up. Now, Virgo, when major arcana cards come up, it's because we are going through some serious next level shifts and changes, my dear. The first card we have for you is Iku. Iku means death in Yoruba. Okay, now Virgo, as you know, death does not mean literal death, but it does mean transformation. It does mean letting go, Virgo. It's time to let go. It's safe to let go, Virgo. I don't know if you're feeling guilty because you don't feel as down as you feel like you should, considering your circumstances, but honey, you've done your time. Okay, Spirit's letting you know you've done your time. Okay, you've put in the charity work, you've put in the community service, you've done your time. Time to let go, honey. Let the things that are falling and are dead, let them fall. You don't gotta catch everything, baby, okay? Now, Virgo, we also have for you coming up is the star, insight. So Virgo, you are being reminded this season how divine you truly are. Virgo, y'all have Beyonce as your mascot. I don't know how y'all can even forget how divine you are. Some of the greats are literally Virgos, okay? Alive and gone. So Virgo, please remember who the F you are. I think for Virgos, as much as people are, again, projecting all this fear about the eclipses, Virgo, I really feel like the eclipse for you is going to be very romantic in the sense that, you know, synchronicities are high. Let's say you're going to let's say you live in like a condo, you push the button for your elevator and it's already there for you. You might meet a stranger on the street who gives you a flower from a bouquet of roses, you know, like very random, very specific, very romantic, intimate things, Virgo. Okay, Virgo, we also have for you, because you got 3 cards from the tarot today, the 2 of Pots. This is the element of water. So Virgo, there is a very high chance that what you are purging from is a connection, okay? It could be a connection that is romantic, platonic, business, or all 3. Okay, Virgo, y'all are very strict sometimes when you want to be. So it could be all 3. But Virgo, you're being reminded again that there are so many people in this world that you have yet to meet who will welcome you with open arms and not take you for granted, okay? So hold on to your light. There is light at the end of this tunnel, okay? That feels really dark. And your card from the mermaids is dive deep, okay? So Virgo, you gotta dig a little deeper, honey. You gotta dig a little deeper. All right, dig a little deeper, honey. Dive deeper, Virgos, dive deeper, okay? You think you found all the answers, baby, you just scratched the surface. Spirit says dive deeper if you dare, honey. Yes, Virgos, okay. Okay, let's continue with Libra next. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Libra, sun, moon, and rising, and stellium. If you have a Libra stellium, that includes Mercury, Mars, Venus, Saturn, or Jupiter, then I'm also talking to you. Hello, my dears. How are you guys? How are the Libras? Libra, let's try that again. Libras, I know y'all have been preparing for Venus's retrograde for the last like 3 weeks. And I know, Libras, that you have also been doing lots of retail therapy and maybe even feeling bad about that. Like you're feeling bad for treating yourself, Libras, which is not very much like you. So let's get into this. Okay, Libra, we have for you another major arcana card for the collective. We have Ashe. And in this sense, Ashe meaning power, meaning what you have inside. This is the Magician card, Libra. So Libras, this zodiac season for you, this Pisces season, is a reminder to you of the magic you carry within. Okay, Libra, you can buy all of the aesthetics, all of the retail therapy you want, baby. None of that ish matters without you. It only has meaning because you give it meaning. Okay, Libra, your words mean things. Libras, I feel like I need to tell you this. Be very careful with your words, Libras, okay? Be very careful with your words. Don't be out here abracadabraing, okay, and acting like you don't know, like you got some motion. Okay, Libras, y'all got some motion. Okay, you might have forgotten because you've been down so bad because the South Node's been in your sign for so long, honey. Listen, you still have it. Okay, it never left you. It never left you. No matter how much people have taken and taken and taken and taken, it has never left you. You are infinite, baby. Okay, Ashe, tap into your power, tap into your magnetism. Libras, I want you to work that Ashe during Venus retrograde, okay? And watch how it works for you. Okay, Libras, when you dress good, when you feel good, when you look good, you feel good, you attract abundance, honey. And that's what you want. Okay, again, be very mindful of your words. Libras, we also have for you the Three of Staffs. This is the wands element in this tarot deck. So Libras, there is also this major shift in perspective that is taking place. And maybe that's because of the retrograde, I don't know. But Libras, there is a shift in perspective. There is a new journey beginning with the Three of Wands. With the Three of Staff, the Wands, this is telling us that, Libra, you've had this idea and you decide to bring it to life, okay, despite all the cosmic chaos, right? And it's actually moving in your favor. And that's because of your Ashe, baby. And now that it's happening, you're like, okay, this is really happening, but I'm still kind of new to this. I'm not really sure what's happening. It's okay, baby. Just keep moving. Okay, just keep swimming. Okay, Libras, your card from the mermaids is mystery. So Libras, as a reminder, honey, and I'm gonna say this to you as a Libra myself, okay, as a Libra sun whose Venus is ruled by Scorpio, okay, Libras, honey, everybody does not want to know your business. Well, actually probably do, but not everybody should know your business, okay? Libras, stay off of social media. Stay off of social media, Libras. Use social media in very small increments, okay? Have a screen time limit during this retrograde, for Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde. Why am I saying that? Because, Libras, Libras, how do I say this without hurting your feelings? Okay. Social media for everybody is used as a tool to attract attention. Attention to business, attention to personal things, attention to causes for the revolution, right? It's to attract attention. Now, Libras, I'm gonna be so fucking for real right now. Y'all love to use, no, correction, we love to use social media for attention just as much as anybody else. And it actually, I think Instagram, the app, is actually a Libra itself. So there you go. Okay? A lot of things that look like gold because they glittering, but they ain't gold at all. Okay? Libras, keep things as serious. Okay? Don't share so much. Keep a lot of yourself to yourself. Okay? And trust me, that is going to enhance your ashe even more, honey. Okay? Ooh, child. I'm dropping these cards. Okay. Scorpio. Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, Scorpio stellium. If you have a Scorpio stellium that includes Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, or your nodes even, then I am talking to you, my dears. Hello, Scorpios. Let's see what we got for you in the cards today for Pisces season. Okay. Interesting. Okay, Scorpio, the first card we have for you is also a major arcana card, which I will show in a moment's time. But we also already have a repeating card for Scorpios. Scorpios, this Pisces season, although it is a season in the element of water, which means it is enhancing, right? It's enhancing all of your Scorpio placements, okay? There's a part of you that maybe wants to go more inwards and stay very low key. The first card we have for you, Scorpio, is the Rights card. This is actually the Hermit card in this tarot. What I love about this card for you, Scorpio, is that the Hermit card is technically a card we say that is ruled by, or associated, I should say, with Virgo. And we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo this season. So Scorpios, there is this humbling moment that is happening for you where you are being initiated, okay? You are going through some really behind the scenes kind of stuff. Now, because these initiations are deeply spiritual, Scorpio, as they usually are, the divine is reminding you to up your protection, Scorpio, okay? You might have some protection work you want to up. Okay, if you've been feeling some kind of stagnancy or like sticky in your energy, like static, you want to do some protection work for that as well, okay? The Rights card is about being granted very divine, very exclusive knowledge, but Spirit wants you to remember that you have to be able to afford that knowledge and maintain it. And you can only maintain it if you are maintaining your aura and your space, okay? So if you feel like you want to kind of go in hermit mode, Scorpio, I totally understand. Scorpio, your traditional ruler, Mars, is finally stationing direct as of tomorrow. So I know y'all have been probably going through the mud as well, okay? Scorpio, sun, moons, and risings, and stelliums. And so you're probably like, you know what? Yeah, let me go back inside, actually. I don't want to be part of any of this. Now, Scorpio, your other card we have for you, which is a repeated card from the collective, is the Page of Staffs. So Scorpio, Spirit is also teaching you where to find your place in this grand space of the revolution. Scorpio, I feel like your place in the revolution is starting to change again, and you're kind of being you're kind of being called to return to, you know, Hogwarts and retain information, observe, don't absorb, okay? And learn and then apply, and then learn and then apply, okay? Scorpio, your inner child may also be wanting a play date as well, I feel. So make sure you're tapping into that energy as well. Now, Scorpio, your card from the Mermaids is gratitude. Gratitude is the altitude that leads to abundance. So Scorpio, listen, there has probably been a whole lot of things you have survived and thrived beyond during this Mars retrograde. I want you to make a list of all the things that happened, okay? And I'm sure you'll probably remember all the fuck shit first because Scorpio, but after you're done writing that list, I want you to also include all the things that you've overcome at that same time. And you're going to circle all the things you overcame, including the mental battles, the physical battles, the emotional battles, the spiritual battles, okay? And you're going to realize, baby, you are unstoppable. You are unbreakable, okay? When you are anointed and favored, it shows. And that's why they can't stand you, Scorpio, because you're so anointed and favored. Good for them. Good for you. Yes, yes, yes. So gratitude is the altitude that leads to abundance, Scorpio. Work on that, and Spirit will continue to work on you. Okay, my dears? Okay, let's take it. Ooh, I'm gonna take a quick sip of my tea, but it's, okay. Tea is cold. Love that for us. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising, and stellium. Sagittarius stelliums including Mercury, Mars, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, or the north/south node. Okay, honey bunnies. Hello, Sagittariuses. Sagittariuses, this Pisces season, as all Pisces seasons, are traditionally ruled, well, are ruled by Jupiter, your ruling planet. So this tells us, Sagittarius, that you are likely going to be going through, I'm going to say, a lot of outgrowing of comfort zones, because the element of Pisces squares your element of Sagittarius, okay? But just because there's squares does not mean there is always resistance, right? I know, Sagittarius, y'all kind of like to run towards the chaos. Y'all be charging down for the chaos. If I could give the zodiacs like characters from movies, I would give Sagittarius the character of the elf or warrior woman who is in the Lord of the Rings movie, and you know, she goes to kill this asshole and he calls her a man, or you swing like a woman or some shit like that, and then she like stabs him in the face, takes off her helmet and does a whole reveal and is like, bitch, I am a woman, and like gouges his ass. And the person who played that character is Miranda Otto, and she played Aunt Zelda in the Chaos Sabrina Netflix series, and she is a badass too. I don't know if she's actually a Sagittarius, but that particular character she plays in the Lord of the Rings, for that moment, yes. Okay, all right, Saggies, my loves, your cards we have for you, first one we have is the Six of Blades. This is the element of air. This is the swords in the tarot. Sagittarius says you are moving into safer waters. You just dodged a bullet, actually, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. Saggies, you have dodged a bullet, okay? Something that you were about to get your ass in, which would have led to a lot of self-sabotage, and maybe you actually kind of went through it a little bit and you effed around and found out the hard way, aka delays, and now you're finally clearing that energy and moving out of it from the other side. If you have Sagittarius placements and you were a part of the Sacred Heart activation candle service, then consider this your message from the ancestors and your guides saying, you're good, okay? We got you. Now, Sagittarius says, we also have for you a major arcana card, and it's the card of the Wheel of Fortune, showing as Trinity here. I love when this card shows up for you guys, because this card on the classical deck actually has a pentacle of Jupiter on it. So I really like it when you guys have this card show up. Now, that being said, Sagittarius, these two cards to me highlight divine intervention. I feel like for you, Sagittarius, between the new moon and full moon cycle, okay, even these next 2 weeks, these cards could be activated where divine intervention is really at play, like really at play. And so Sagittarius, you are going to be shifting into a new timeline as well this season, but your card of the Mermaids shows discernment. And earlier I said I call the full moon in Virgo the full moon in discernment, okay? So just a reminder, don't let shit slide, okay, Sagittarius? Just because it's fun to correct things and make things better, make things bigger, make things hotter, doesn't mean you have to, okay? Just because you can doesn't mean you should, okay? Discernment is key. You are coming out of these not so great spaces and the energy is clearing, new energy is emerging. We love that for you, okay? Yes, the timelines, new timelines are emerging, old energy is clearing. But just because this new timeline is emerging does not mean we lack discernment, okay, my dear? So make sure you don't get got. Okay, check yourself before you hex yourself. Yes, thank you. Okay, Capricorns. Capricorn, sun, moons, and risings, and stelliums. Capricorn stelliums, including Capricorn Mercury, Mars, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, North or South Node. I am talking, to you. Let's see what Spirit has to say about the Capricorns. Okay, period, Capricorn. We love that for you. So Capricorn, no surprises here. But this season really has you. Ooh, 1111, when I'm saying this. Capricorn, this season for you is really about abundance, okay? Safekeeping abundance, gatekeeping abundance, okay? Not selling the secret sauce, okay? Don't sell your recipe to the Krabby Patties, okay? Don't do it, girl, okay? Don't go that way. You don't have to sell all your tools and secrets to be accepted, beloved. You don't have to do all that, okay? Capricorn, this season for you is also about boundaries, okay? Boundaries are a very, very huge theme here. So the first card we have for you, my loves, is the Four of Coins. Then we have the King of Coins, which is the highest point we can get for abundance in the tarot. So we have the Four of Coins and we have the King of Coins. So Capricorn, this season of Pisces, again, is really about boundaries, okay? And reminding yourself that no is a full sentence, okay? And, you know, it's okay to be selfish with your resources, okay? Yes, it's important that we move as units, okay, during, you know, these dark times and all the time, right? We're supposed to help each other and support each other. That being said, Capricorn, some people come to your table with just a plate and a fork and knife and nothing else to offer. They don't even bring flowers. They don't bring dessert. They don't bring nothing, okay? So be mindful of who is asking for your help, who is asking to pick your brain, who is asking for your opinion, and then gets mad when you share it, okay? Protect your peace. Protect all your nutrients and resources you have to offer, okay? The Four of Coins, again, is about boundaries, while the King of Coins is about abundance. So your boundaries, Capricorn, keep you abundant, okay? So you're gonna be reminded of that this season. The card we have for you from the Mermaids, Capricorn, is Dive Deep. So the divine also wants you to take some time, you know, in isolation or just more to yourself, where you can have some moments of deep reflection to actually think about, I'm going to say for you guys, Capricorns, to think about your ideas of abundance, to think about what you consider worthy to be given the title of abundance, okay? Capricorn, I feel like you guys, because we have a Venus retrograde happening in Aries, which is, you know, a cardinal sign like you, this Venus retrograde is going to square your placements in Capricorn, depending on how early or late the degrees are, okay? So there is this confrontational energy of self-worth and relationships and balancing your personal relationships with your business ones, and not taking things so personally, because when you do, they shift to your abundance, okay? So Capricorn, I wish you the best for the season ahead. I know you guys are gonna be fine, and I appreciate you. Okay, Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, risings, and stelliums. If you have an Aquarius stellium in Mars, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, North or South Node, then this is for you. As a reminder, a stellium is 3 or more placements, okay? All right. Aquarius. Child, that's too many cards. Give me one card, you guys. Oh my God, okay. Aquarius, you got more than one card again, but whatever. Aquarius, the first card we have for you is the Ace of Knives. So Aquarius, this first card is highlighting intellect, okay, knowledge, perception, but more importantly, solutions, Aquarius. Some of y'all are in in the thick of it, okay, and maybe feel like you don't have a way out. Okay, this is not true. And this season, the truth, the solutions will come to light. Now, Aquarius, we have for you the Page of Coins. Now, the Page of Coins is someone who is very studious, someone who is learning a new skill, someone who is trying to sharpen their skills, someone who's trying to get to the top in a certain career field maybe, or, you know, niche or whatever. So Aquarius, use this Pisces season to take your time reflecting on where the gap is for you in those skills and who has the knowledge to help bridge it for you, okay? Aquarius, I feel like with the Page of Coins as well, you're being reminded of your patience as well, okay? And we're being reminded that things take time, and everyone was once a student. Now, Aquarius, you're only going to be able to receive this knowledge and abundance if you allow yourself to show up as a student, which means you got to put your checked ego aside and really show up. Okay, Aquarius, you also have a major arcana card showing us Orun. Orun means heaven in Yoruba, and the Orun card is the card of the world. Okay, so this is the card that is talking about the closures and endings. Okay, so Aquarius, there is something that is kind of, you know, being washed free of your energy. And Aquarius, I feel like you guys should definitely do the cleansing bath suggestion that I gave earlier in this video. Okay, now Aquarius, what is coming to an end could be a variety of things, but I feel like it's only going to come to an end once some sort of information, which is either sent to you by conversation of somebody else or delivered to you through the realm of spirit, you know, whatever way it might be. Just know that once you receive the information, you're going to know exactly what you want to do and move accordingly. Your card we have for you, Aquarius, is truth, okay? Truth is being exposed. All things done in the dark come to light, honey, and that truth can set you free. That truth can set you free and have you finally move on the things that you should have let go of from a long time ago. Okay, Aquarius? All right. We've already done Pisces. We're gonna go on to Aries. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Aries stelliums. If you have an Aries stellium, that includes Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, the North or South Node, then this is for you, my dear. Okay. Okay, Aries, period. Aries, we have for you a major arcana card, and the first one we have is Power. This is the card of strength. Now, Aries, this card is talking about having the strength to take your time, having the strength to know when to move and when to stay put, okay? Having the power to choose how you're gonna react and not reacting anyway, okay? Aries, I feel like you guys are getting really really impatient because Mars is still retrograde, which will end finally tomorrow, okay? But because this Mars retrograde is squaring your own placements in Aries, there's a lot of built up tension maybe that you haven't released yet. There could be a lot of exhaustion, and that exhaustion is causing you to become frustrated with yourself because you're like, why is nothing working that I'm doing? And Aries, this card is accompanied by the Seven of Staffs. This is the Seven of Wands, which is a card that's about forcing things, pushing things through, even when you really didn't have to. So Aries, just be very mindful with how you are treading this this season. Yes, it's important that you protect yourself and you do that kind of work, but also Aries, just make sure you're not going too fast, too furious, okay? Aries, I feel like there's also a dual message with this reading as well. So Aries, Sun, Moon, Risings, and Stelliums, there could be this need to actually call down your warrior ancestors, okay? Your protective ancestors, your protective guides to take care of something for you, to keep your hands light and clean, okay? Aries, people could also be trying to pull on your energy a lot, you know, wanting to start something for no absolute reason. And this is a form of energy control. This is a form of energy siphoning. This is what energetic vampires do. So as a reminder, Aries, parasites can only feed on you when you feed them, okay? So you have to starve the parasites. And Aries, we also have this card of trust coming in. So Spirit wants you to remember to trust that all things that I've told you and have shown you in visions and synchronicities will come to pass, okay? You must have trust, not just trust in a higher power, Aries, but trust in yourself as well. And this is probably going to be a part of your Venus retrograde story too, I feel, Aries, okay? So you're really being tested. But yeah, Aries, you got this, okay? But you have to have trust. It's not gonna work if you don't have trust. It doesn't matter how many times you've prepped or gone through the motions. It's not going to matter if you don't have trust. Faith without work is dead, okay, Aries? Okay. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Risings. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Risings, and Stelliums. Stelliums including Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, North or South Node, okay? But also Chiron too. I haven't been mentioning Chiron, but Chiron is also there. Tauruses, my dears, this season of Pisces for you really has you excited, really excited, and feeling creative again and motivated again to actually create. Taurus, you may have been on a long-term vacation, staycation, you know, since the winter solstice, since the holidays, and not really wanting to, you know, do the thing. But that's shifting now with Pisces season here, okay? Taurus, the first card we have for you is the 8 of Coins. This is a card about work, honey. Whatever you are doing, Taurus, just know it is working, okay? And you will see your hard work pay off. Taurus, you are going to have a lot of creative juices flowing through you this season. It's really important that you allow yourself to see them through. Now, the other two cards I have for you are so in alignment. It's so funny. One of those is a major arcana card, Iawo, okay? And this is light. This is the sun. Iawo is like a priestess, okay? Who is learning and is, doing the damn thing to be initiated and is getting the work done. Now, in order to have this kind of position, you have to carry a source of light within you, okay? And that is clearly being shined down upon this person in this card. Now, Taurus, the card from the mermaids is showing as light as well. So Taurus, this Pisces season is going to be about learning and receiving. And through this receiving, you are gaining new knowledge. You are gaining new insight, obviously. And you are hopefully also gaining confidence. I feel like when we have a lack of knowledge, there's a space for fear to run around. But when we are able to have some knowledge on what we're dealing with, we can then move from it in a safer way. Okay, so as a reminder though, also Taurus, the sun card is also about the self. So Taurus, just because you are working does not mean you don't treat the self, okay? Make sure you are treating yourself and make sure you are putting yourself at the center of your work. You guys like to hide behind a lot behind aesthetics and fancy things and fancy clothes and fancy shades and fancy hats. Taurus, that's all great, honey. I love it. Okay, I love it all. But it's time for you to step into the light and let yourself be the morning star that you are. Okay, honey? Yes. Okay, Geminis. Gemini, sun, moon, rising. Gemini, sun, moon, risings, and stelliums. Stelliums including Mars, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, north/south nodes, okay? A stellium is 3 or more celestial bodies in one sign. Let's see what the Geminis have to say. Or what spirit, I should say, wants to say to the Geminis. Okay, that was easy. Geminis, you, my dears, are in a very excited space. It looks like, Geminis, you have some really great work that you have been working on for not too long, but it is something that you are really excited about, as I can see on your cards. But Gemini, sometimes when we have our face too close to the plant, to the flower, we are also blocking the light. So Geminis, it's really important you take a step back and allow yourself to look at the bigger picture so that you can really see what you're looking at. Okay, the first card we have for you, Geminis, is the Page of Coins, which is a repeated card for the collective. Now, the Page of Coins for you, Gemini, is asking you to look harder. Okay, you might have skipped a step or two and not even realizing it because you were trying to rush to the finish line, Gemini. Steady as she goes. Take your time with this journey, okay? It is not a rat race, okay? It's not a rat race. Allow yourself to take your time, okay? Now, we also have for you with this card, Gemini, we have the Two of Wands here. So we have the Page of Coins, we got a Two of Wands. So yes, positive direction or redirection's happening, but it might take its time as it's unfolding, okay? Yes, you're being redirected, but it's gonna take some time to take place, okay? Now, Gemini, the card we have for you from the mermaids is breaking free. Okay, so again, there is this redirection that spirit has you going through, but because it's not looking like the grass is greener, okay, you looking at the mustard seed and judging it, okay, it feels like things maybe aren't moving as you want them to. Well, you know what? That's just sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, honey. You have to be patient with yourself as you are, you know, moving through this, you know, in between kind of space, you know, don't put so much pressure on yourself, okay? Breaking free takes strength. Be grateful that you've done that much and allow spirit to guide you down this path that is slowly unfolding, and have enough patience with spirit to know that the time that this divine has you on is the most aligned timeline, okay, Gemini? Don't be out here trying to skip steps, okay? You gotta break free from this idea that your skill set is underdeveloped. You have to break free this idea that, you know, you don't have enough resources or enough abundance to do what you want. You have enough with right where you are. And spirit wants to say this to you, Geminis. You can wait for the perfect moment. You can wait for the perfect full moon. You can wait for the perfect planetary alignment, whatever it may be. You're never going to be ready. You're always going to find something to knit and pick at, especially while Saturn is still in Pisces, squaring that ass, okay? So Gemini, it's really important that you allow yourself to just go and start, okay? And trust that the divine will guide thy way, okay? Okay, Cancers, Cancer, sun, moon, risings, and stelliums. Cancer stelliums including Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, the north or south node, or even little Chiron, honey. Okay, hello, Cancers. Cancers, I know you guys have been through the ringer. I know, Cancers, you are tired of Mars's retrograde. I know, Cancers, that you are tired of Mars's retrograde making a trine to Saturn, who is just making things that much more difficult with the boundaries and obstacles. Cancers, I'm here to tell you that the timing has come to an end. Okay, by the time you guys read this, or watch this, I should say, Mars, who's in your sign, will finally be gone and out. Okay, praises to the goddess for that. Cancers, the first card we have for you is very fitting for what's happening in the cosmos, but the fact that these cards are so stiff tells me enough about your energy currently. Y'all are so stagnant. Oh my God. Cancers, okay, the first thing I want to say to you, without even pulling cards, Cancer, you need to open up your root, honey. Your root is blocked. Your pelvic floor is dusty. Okay, you need to do a pelvic steam. You need to do a yoni steam, okay? Because you just have some things going on that could use a little tuning up, okay? Now, what I am seeing in these cards for you, Cancers, is that there is a grand reward coming through here, okay? There is a grand reward, a sweet, sweet reward that is coming through. But Cancer, it's going to require you to release in order to receive, okay? Cancer, you have the Ace of Staffs showing up first. This is a card that is showing us that there is a new idea, a new spark, a new inspiration that's coming in, okay? Yes, a shift is happening, a change is happening, an opportunity for difference is happening. And before it can actually happen though, there is this card of closure. Orun is showing up, okay? So there is this card of things coming to an end, this cycle coming to an end, okay? Now, Cancers, as a reminder, Mars stationed retrograde last year in December. Okay, so think about what happened last year, December. Think about what's happening during Scorpio season, especially because that is when Cancer entered its pre-retrograde shadow period. Okay, was during Cancer season, or sorry, during Scorpio season. So think about the things that have unfolded from then till now. What things are coming to an end? What things need to come to an end but haven't yet, okay? It's time to wash yourself clean of these things, Cancer. You've done your time. It's time to move in with the divine, okay? And what we have for you, beloved, is the 10 of coins coming in. Praise the goddess. We have the 10 of coins coming in. And this is abundance. This is real stability, real security, okay, coming through. Your hard work is paying off, Cancer. I know it's been really hard, honey, but I promise you it's coming through. This ending is leading to a bountiful, abundant beginning, okay? And all it takes is you to decide that you're ready to move in that direction, and it will happen and appear for you. The offering will even appear for you maybe during this new moon in Pisces, okay? With all that Pisces water in the air, honey, and your pieces of Cancer water, there's a lot of great abundance that is brewing for you, Cancers. Now, we have for you the Mermaid card showing as positivity. So, Cancers, Spirit is saying here, when you shift your perspective, you shift your prosperity, and therefore you shift everything. You shift your path, you shift everything, okay? So Cancers, allow yourself to come to the conclusion that you are ready. Say, divine, great divine court that protects and guides me on this earth, I am ready. I am ready for the changes. I am ready for the upgrades. I am ready for the blessings, known and unknown. Thank you so, so much in advance. And I look forward to seeing more of those blessings, okay? And just repeat that on a regular, on a regular daily basis, okay, Cancer? And you will see how quickly things shift for you, okay? You got your spirit mates in heaven, in the realm, that are watching over you to ensure this landing is thick and abundant, okay? Yes. So Cancers, I love you so much. I know it's been a really hard, tough time, my loves, but you've made it through, and I'm so proud of you. And yeah. Okay, Leos. Leo, sun, moon, and risings. Leos, you are the last of the zodiac for me to read. I have read everyone else already. Oh, child. Okay, Leos, let's talk about your energy for a second. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. I'm gonna put these cards back in because Spirit said no. Leo, sun, moon, rising. Oh, and stelliums. If you have a Leo stellium, including your Mercury placement, your Venus placement, your Mars placement, your Jupiter, Saturn, north or south node placement, then I am talking to you, my loves. Leos, Leos, Leos. The first card we have for you is showing me that, Leos, you too are moving out of old stagnant energy. Leos, there may have been a cycle of stagnancy that was going on, and this is finally coming to an end, Leos, and it's coming to an end quickly after some stagnancy, but it's going to require you to not flinch. Okay, don't flinch when you pull the trigger, baby. Just pull the trigger and don't even look. Well, actually no, maybe look, because you don't want to miss, but I feel like, Leos, you don't miss. Okay, let's see what happens here. Leos, the first card we have for you is the Six of Blades. Again, you are coming out of old stagnant energy and finally moving into a space of flow again, finally into a space that is more safe for you to exhale, Leos. I know we just had your sister sign season, we had your full moon, which was pretty intense. So maybe now the full moon is now in this waning phase, right? Preparing to go back into her dark phase again. This stagnancy or blockage that was there is coming out, and you're coming out on the other side. Leos, you may have also been a part of the Sacred Heart activation candle service, and if you were, then this would align with that too, okay, if you have Leo placements. Now, Leos, you do have the suspension card, which is the Hanged Man card showing up, and so while you are coming out of the stagnancy, the divine is reminding you, Leos, to catch your breath, okay? Don't just jump to the next thing. Fixed signs, y'all don't know how to just wait a moment. Y'all are so hustle, 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 and I love it. Okay, as a cardinal sign, I love it. But you guys don't let yourselves take a moment to actually celebrate, recognize how far you've come before going to the next thing. And so, Leos, as much as you are, yes, coming out of the stagnancy, the divine wants you to understand too that it's okay to take your breath. Okay, take a moment to recognize, honey. Recognize before you start strategize, okay? Allow yourself to catch your breath. Also, Leos, I feel like for this season of Pisces, you need to do some more conversations with your divine team. They might be trying to get your attention, and that's why they want you to take a moment to wait and catch your breath, okay? Just be patient, honey. Nothing is gonna happen without you. I promise, okay? Now, Leos, you actually had 3 tarot cards pop up. So the final tarot card we have for you, Leos, is the Queen of Knives, the Queen of Swords. This is about boundaries. This is about cutting weirdos off, okay? This is about, I said what I said. Okay, Leos, the Queen of Knives is very strategic. She's focused, she's disciplined, and her discernment is on 1,000. Nothing is getting past her, okay? So Leos, there is this shift of focus that Spirit wants you to have, okay? This mess had you distracted and had you moving away from your path. Now that you're coming out of it and you're finally in a space to catch your breath again, Spirit's like, great, now that we got you where we want you to be, where you should have been, now let's get back focused on what you're supposed to be doing with this path of yours, okay? Now, with that being said, your card from the Mermaids, Leos, is go with the flow. And so as much as you want to hustle, 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 and maybe start taking down the weirdos immediately, the divine is also reminding you here to go with the flow. Surrender, okay? Surrender, 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 surrender. You have nowhere else to be right now. Surrender. okay? Ask the divine to show you what you're not seeing clearly if you feel like you're in this space, okay? And that will show very sharply and will have you understand what you need to do as your next move. And it's not gonna take you a long time, Leo, to figure out what you have to do. You just have to get that clarity first. And once you can do that, you can go back to this, okay? And go with the flow of the divine, okay? Boom. I love you guys so very much. I'm sure you can hear my stomach growling from here, so I'm going to end the video here. I've done all the cards for all the signs, so there you go. I love you guys so very much. Happy Pisces season. Again, we will have our Pisces New Moon Coven meeting on February 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will not be doing a Coven meeting for the lunar eclipse, I don't think. I might do like a special kind of like sound healing, sound bath ritual thing for you guys, I don't know, but I might just be like in my own hermit mode because that eclipse happens on my descendant next to my Chiron placement. So I might be MIA for a little bit, okay? So I'll see you guys on the 27th of February. I thank you so much for the abundance exchange, you guys. I love you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Please let me know if you appreciate, liked, or resonate with this video. Like it, comment, okay? Give me your recommendations, your reviews, whatever you want to say. Let me know. Don't be a stranger. I love you guys. Mwah.